This week, I watched the Wachowski brothers' 1999 classic film, The Matrix, for the first time ever. And I believe it was safe to say that it lived up to the hype. The action-packed big budget film was full of, crazy action angle shots and, lots of fast-paced motion and futuristic sets. It was pretty crazy. But being the newest movie that we watched up to this date, along with whatever else comes to mind when one brings up the movie The Matrix, I think I was expecting a lot. One of the best scenes, in my opinion, that we would not have the pleasure of being able to view prior to the technology that was just now coming out at the times that the film was being made in the late '90s, was a scene in which the main character was being shown what they referred to in the film as the construct. Scenes like this always made me really curious as to how they made them, in the sense that you can't really see or tell how big the room that the two actors are in is. You can't really see a wall or a ceiling, or you probably wouldn't even be able to see the floor if they weren't standing on it themselves. Shots like this always, really made me think about how they did them. And I think those wouldn't be, possible, or would at least be very difficult if one was trying to shoot this film in 1989 instead of 1999. Another good example of one of these really, really crazy futuristic scenes was the one in which it's the classic, iconic Keanu Reeves dodges a bullet scene. And chances are, even if you haven't seen The Matrix, if someone tries to describe this scene to you, you're going to know exactly what they're talking about right away. So in this scene, like I said, it's Keanu Reeves dodging bullets, falling back, and as he's doing it, the camera angle is spinning around him, so you get like a 360-degree view of him doing this. And the way that this is done with multiple cameras is something that obviously changed the film industry, because no one had ever done that prior to this film being released. And up until I started learning and watching this movie, I had no idea how they had done that, and it still, blew my mind. When watching these films and the final product that, is made through all this editing and different shooting, it almost seems impossible that the way they do it. The storyline of this movie really reminded me of the film Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio, in the sense that they both, are speaking to different forms of alternate realities. And to me, one of the most interesting parts about watching this movie today was how different people thought about alternate realities 20 years ago versus how they think about them now. And in my opinion, the way that, people think about them was strikingly similar, in the sense that 20 years ago, people are still asking the same questions, and the stories are still being told around the same conspiracy theories as they are today. For example, questions being asked such as, what if this is all just a computer program, or what if our world isn't the actual reality? People asked those questions 20 years ago, they still ask them today, and they probably will ask them 20 years from now. Now, even though I was very impressed with the film and almost pretty much everything regarding the film, I did notice how far, the world of cinema had come regarding CGI. Much of the science fiction, action-packed films that we see today blow my mind, in the sense of what production companies can do with all the modern-day editing and technology they have available to them. I understand at the time this film was released that this was world-class, mind-blowing stuff to these people seeing this film for the first time. But there were still many scenes that blew my mind. And don't get me wrong, I understand I was just praising this movie for all of its shooting and editing and great stuff, but I just didn't think all of it aged as well as it probably could have. Much of the scenes were very fast-paced with lots of movements, like the fighting scenes and stuff like that. It truly made me realize what a difference 20 years can make regarding stuff like this, when technology is constantly changing, and it's really hard to, make things like this last